All right, the Saints.
All right. Finally, for the last piece of anything I'll provide to this podcast. Before I check out and watch, go download some golf game on my Switch. Just kidding. The Saints.
Not kidding.
Well, we know that you don't watch when you're not on, so we're not entirely surprised.
I mean, I don't watch. I was on vacation. I was on the golf course. Could not watch. Would have watched. No phones allowed on that course.
Yes.
Anywho, you see the dramatic drop here on the screen. From 2006 to 2020, the Saints won 63% of their games and scored 28 points per game. And they have won 47% of their games in the last 2 years since Drew Brees left, including year last year, 7-10, I believe, without Sean Payton, just 20.4 points per game. One big thing is Derek Carr. Like, is Derek Carr enough to upgrade this offense? And I would even maybe sneak in there as a corollary, Wilson. Are we underselling the drop-off from Sean Payton to Dennis Allen and how much that impacted the Saints last year?
Well, Pete Carmichael has been the OC forever. So
yeah, but I mean, it's different.
It is different, but you would imagine some of that would have rubbed off. I mean, the counter argument is, well, how come Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay's guys always go out and have success, typically by and large, when they leave from,
it's not osmosis.
Okay, well, I mean, do you have an explanation in your model why Shanahan and McVay acolytes do better than Sean Payton acolytes?
Yeah, I don't really model coaching trees. I could work on that. This is really more of a
the
win
Brinson
projection
model has
system.
taken some hits today.
Dude, you should see Instagram. I wrote this paragraph earlier today. It's here. Wilson will enjoy this. Over on Instagram, I've been called, quote, dry trash, quote, nice. A clown emoji, and a quote, doofus. People ask how people asked how I, quote, still have a job, told me I, quote, write with my ass, that I'm, quote, higher than Denver itself, and someone, a 49ers fan, most likely a Katie Mox burner, even said, hey, loser, how did you find 5 losses for the 49ers? Like, you're mad. Somebody got mad that I had their team go 12-5. Like, what do you want me to do about this?
A perfect season, Brinson, obviously.
Any of those stand out? There are a lot of clown emojis. You write with your ass kind of got me.
I have not heard you read an incorrect statement off that Instagram account yet. I agree with everything.
Yeah,
some guy was like, I'm in high school and I do your job better than you. And I was like, I forwarded your resume to my boss and told him never to hire you. And he's like, got really mad last night in the comments. I just ignored him.
Well, that makes me feel better about people say to me every day. That's great.
Go to Instagram.com/NFL on CBS. People are asking if you want to see them. They are pretty funny.
I will say, and Katie, I don't know if you've sort of realized this over the course of your interactions with Wilbur here. Breech and I try to avoid conflict at all costs, whether personal or online. And this dum-dum just leans into it. And then he sends out angry tweets to make people angry. It's just the weirdest sort of, you wonder who didn't hug him enough as a little person.
I was just talking to Katie about this guy.
Is why I have named him the Brinstigator, because he does.
What did that guy call me? This guy DMs me. He's like, you are a effing stupid a-hole idiot. He's like, do you think the Raiders are going to finish last? And I replied, I was like, dude, I mean, I hate to break it to you. They've won the division once since 2002. They're a lot more likely to finish last than first. And he replied with, how was your day going? It's just like...
And also, let's not forget that the entire city of Cleveland now hates Brinson.
Oh boy, yeah, that's a whole thing. And Miami fans on Instagram, Cleveland fans on Twitter.
It's like an entire podcast on that.
Yeah. Anywho, so yeah, Saints. I think the Saints might. Everybody's kind of penciling in the Saints to be this team to say, oh, this division stinks. They're probably the best team. I don't know. I mean, they lost their. I think did they lose their defensive coordinator? I think. Ryan Nielsen jumped to the Falcons. There's just a whole lot. I don't know that I trust the Saints the way that people think the Saints should be trusted.
Their new defensive coordinator is Joe Woods, who got run out of Cleveland because they were very angry with the way he coordinated things up. I like Joe Woods, but that's just me. He's not coordinating up my defense. I think at the end of the day, Breech, again, it's not anything original. It's about Derek Carr. Can Derek Carr, I think it's better that he didn't go to the Jets where the pressure would be too immense probably for him. I feel like New Orleans is probably more his speed. That's where Drew Brees went after the shoulder injury. Didn't work out in Miami when Nick Saban blamed Danny Cannell's dad, and he went on to be a Hall of Famer. I think Derek Carr can sort of refine himself in a place where football, while it's big, you feel like you can get away with a little more. I mean, Andy Dalton played there, and they didn't egg his house every day, so that feels like a victory to me.
Yeah, that does feel like a victory. And, the other thing is, like, the Saints have a few question marks as far as we don't know if Michael Thomas is going to be healthy. If he's healthy, that is a huge get for Derek Carr, because now you have Chris Olave and Michael Thomas to throw to. There's still that small chance that Alvin Kamara could be suspended, so that's something that's hanging over their heads. This team does have some question marks, but if everyone is on the field and healthy, man, this really could be a good offense. This is, Derek Carr's going to be playing behind a competent offensive line. He's going to have some time to throw. They definitely have some weapons. They added Jamal Williams. So, yeah, I think this team is scary. And I think that Derek Carr is probably the best quarterback in the division. And like you guys already said, it's going to be his play that kind of determines whether the Saints win the NFC South.
All right, let's go on record here on May 16th. Who wins the division, Breech?
Saints.
Who'd you say, Brinson?
Go! Dirty Birds.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think, Katie?
I will side with Brinson here. I'll take the Falcons.
By the way, the worst thing you could ever do in any situation,
side with Brinson.
Side with Brinson.
Just if you were planning to do it, do the opposite.
Well, Brinson was all over the Eagles last year, guys.
Boom.
All right.
Suck it.
Katie is taking.
I've got Falcons, Panthers, Saints, Buccaneers.
And I
Katie's taking the Red Stallion.
Because yes.
I'm going to take the
Who do you got,
Panthers.
Wilson?
I'm going with Carolina.
Panthers.
I'm fine with the Panthers. I think the Panthers should be good this year.